entrepreneurs, innovators, manufacturers and those engaged in economic production. President Yoweri Museveni toured the exhibitions at Kololo Independence Grounds and appreciated the innovation in science by the youth, like making disinfectants.
And I'm glad some of the young people were involved in the medical, using the traditional herbs there was one who was making anti-eczema. The one who was making anti-eczema from Omugavu.
He questioned why the youth have not yet accessed money that government put for them in Uganda Development Bank.
The funding for your innovations. Of course, there is already money in UDB. We are putting that money there. But why can't the youth access it? We shall meet and we shall definitely fund these innovations if they have got a clear business perspective.
State Minister for Investment Evelyn Anite challenged officials of Bank of Uganda why the youth have never received the 200 billion shillings COVID-19 SME Recovery Fund.
Excellency, for that you invested 200 billion. The young people have not accessed this money. I heard them asking questions here. Your Excellency, it is not your responsibility. You did your work. It is now the implementing agencies. And the central bank is here represented by Barugaba. I'd like to ask him to stand up, because after here he has to explain to the young people how they will access the money to support their businesses.
Accordingly, only 6% of the youth cite financial institutions as their capital, hence the need to put in place a financial scheme that is youth-friendly.
Then that is supposed to solve the entrepreneurial challenges in the country is the startup bill that is already in the pipeline and will be tabled by the Honorable Okot Boniface. Your Excellency, we look forward that this bill will be able to enable us as a country not only protect capital venture, but to also specifically look at the particular incentives that young people can be well informed of and utilize to boost their innovators and entrepreneurs.
I'm Nafka Farida in Kampala.
President Yoweri Museveni has advised leaders in Teso sub-region to promote unity among the citizens. He urged the leadership to avoid ethnic tensions which cause divisions which ruin development. The remarks were in a speech read by the Vice President Jessica Alupo during celebrations to mark the first anniversary of His Royal Highness Paul Sande Etomeleng Emolot, the Emoromor of Teso, the third Emoromor of Teso at Soroti Independence Grounds in Soroti. President Museveni congratulated the people of Teso upon celebrating the first year since the installation of the Emoromor and hailed him for the support he has shown since installation.
I congratulate His Royal Highness Paul Sande Etomeleng Emolot, the Emoromor of Teso III, upon your first anniversary. I also congratulate all the people of Teso upon the celebration of the first year since installation of the Emoromor. I hail you for the support you have shown since installation, and this is a testimony that you are united for a good cause. I believe that the first year since installation has enabled you to establish landmarks for establishment of development projects pioneered and supervised by the Kingdom leadership. I hail the organizers of this anniversary celebration for coming up with a theme to do with food security. All living creatures survive on food, and it has become a concern due to climate change globally, since it threatens our existence. Let us seek knowledge and understanding in the things that benefit our livelihood, in as far as food security is concerned. Avoid cheap politicking and propaganda from non-patriotic and selfish elements in our nation. Let us work hard and take advantage of development government programs. I encourage you to work hand in hand with other kingdoms so that you may borrow a leaf from what they have done, like we all have a part to play to bring about positive changes in our communities. Traditional institutions should play a very crucial role in enhancing unity among our people in view of building them. Finally, Your Highness, I applaud your efforts aimed at preserving and promoting your culture and cultural values. You have the full support of government to organize and advance your cultural values as long as they do not abuse people's rights and freedoms. I once again congratulate Your Royal Highness the Emoremor of Majesto III and the Teso Kingdom upon celebrating the first anniversary of the installation of the kingdom, and I wish you a happy celebration. I thank you.
And thereafter, Her Excellency will go and sign the other artistic impression to commemorate the beginning of the construction of the Attacker House. That will be the beginning.
First Lady of the Republic of Burundi, Her Excellency Angelina Ndayishimiye, has lauded the Children's Surgical Hospital in Entebbe, Uganda, for the specialized treatment it offers to children from many African countries, including Burundi. The Children's Surgical Hospital is a private hospital owned and operated by Emergency, an Italian-founded international non-government organization. It offers free of charge high-quality specialized pediatric surgical services to children of Uganda and other African countries. The 72-bed hospital, which opened to the public in April 2021, has 3 operating theaters, outpatient clinics, and free of charge accommodation for patients and families coming from far, among others. The surgeries mainly done are to do with birth defects, urological and gynecological problems, abnormalities in the gastrointestinal tract, and plastic surgery, including cleft lips and buns. The First Lady, who is on a working visit to Uganda, arrived at Entebbe International Airport aboard a Uganda Airlines plane at 7:45 p.m. on Sunday. She was received by Uganda's Minister for Health, Dr. Jenrutha Cheng. On Monday morning, Angelina Ndayishimiye and her entourage, accompanied by Uganda's Health Minister, visited the Children's Surgical Hospital in Entebbe. They were welcomed and taken on a guided tour of the hospital by the management and staff, led by the Country Director, Children's Surgical Hospital, and Emergency NGO, Giacomo Menaldo, and the Regional Program Director, Luca Rolla. Currently, there are 17 Burundian children who were referred to undergo surgery at the hospital by Umugiraneza, an organization funded and founded by the First Lady of Burundi herself. Now, Parliament has paid tribute to former Minister for Presidency Henry Magumba Chemba, who died last week. The late Chemba was praised for promoting democracy and good governance after serving in different positions with different regimes, including that of Idi Amin and the NRM. The motion to pay tribute to the late Chemba was moved by Minister for East African Affairs Alitwala Rebecca Kadaga. The late Chemba will be buried on Thursday, 26 October, in Jinja.
At 11 a.m., the body of late Henry Magumba Chemba arrived at Parliament and was received by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa. The body was then conveyed to the lobby for public viewing, from where it was taken to the gallery at 2 p.m. for members to pay tribute. The motion of resolution of Parliament to pay tribute to late Chemba was moved by the Minister for East African Affairs, Rebecca Kadaga, backed by the rules of procedures of Parliament.
Honorable Chemba succumbed to diabetes-related complications at URU Care Hospital in Kampala.
The members later eulogized Chemba as a man of impeccable character, soft-spoken and knowledgeable. Government, through Minister Kadaga, praised the late Chemba for promoting democracy and good governance, and also served with utmost dedication and patriotism.
Ideas he illustrated in his book, State of Blood, appreciating that Honorable Henry Chisada Magumba Chemba was a diligent leader who immeasurably participated in shaping the destiny of Uganda and served Uganda with dedication and patriotism. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Parliament collectively conveys to its deepest condolences to the bereaved family, relatives, friends, the people of Uganda for the loss of a distinguished citizen of this country.
Chemba served in different positions, including Minister for Presidency, Member of Parliament representing the people of Jinja District, Principal Private Secretary during Dr. Milton Obote and Idi Amin regime, among others.
His, by all definition, has been an illustrious career spanning over 50 years in the public service. He had the privilege shared by a few remarkable Ugandans, such as the late Abu Mayanja and the late Mayanja Nkanji.
He is indeed proud of. He associated with people who serve above self, the Rotarians. And in 1996, he participated in the launch of kicking polio out of Africa. And by 2020, indeed, polio was kicked out of Africa.
The Honorable Chemba was a distinguished statesman, as already described by the Right Honorable Prime Minister in the motion. Therefore, I stand here.
And he vividly told me that he put country before self. So whenever called upon, he was willing to serve.
Chemba, who succumbed to diabetes on October 18th, 2023, will be buried on Thursday, 26 in Bugembe, Jinja District. Susan Naung and Daniel Mugoya reporting for UBC TV.
Honorable Matthias Mpuga, Leader of Opposition, Honorable John David Livingston.
May his soul rest in eternal peace. We'll keep you posted on the whole business of his send-off. Now, legislators who sit on the Parliament's Public Service and Local Government Committees have tasked the Parish Development Model Secretariat to write a clear guideline on the period within which beneficiaries of the fund should start paying. According to the MPs, the changing of Parish Development Model guidelines have complicated implementation and also confused the beneficiaries.
Model funds meant to propel the 39% of Uganda's population still stuck in the subsistence economy into the money economy has hit 85% according to the Ministry of Local Government, even though there is zero disbursement in Kampala and 15% in Karamoja.
Even us who were in Chankwanz got it differently. And we have told the populace differently. You are guiding differently.
Legislators on Parliament's Committee of Public Service and Local Government also complained about the continued changes of the guidelines, creating confusion to the beneficiaries and also program implementation, citing an example of when these beneficiaries should start on repayment.
The people should not be harassed. Those who can start paying the money, they can. The ultimate time when they must pay is 2 years. It was clear and everybody had it in West Nile. And that's what they have taken. But now when you talk of grace period, I may understand or I may not understand.
And they tell you the grace period is 6 months. So maybe the clarification you want us to give our people is that grace period means I can either pay or not.
Officials overseeing the implementation denied introduction of any new changes to the program.
Moving around in the budget conferences recently with Minister of Finance, we have encouraged them to prioritize and reprioritize their budgets towards the key government programs. And they, within their budget ceilings, they can reallocate that money and make sure that these things are done.
The minister also stated that the zero disbursement of funds in Kampala was deliberate and also promised to send a special committee to look into Karamoja issues whose performance is at 15%.
We are reorganizing Kampala to make sure people now can formulate their groups and they get money and they do their special enterprises. Banking facilities are not a very big problem because most banks have established an outreach exercise. They go to the population and open their banks from their parishes. That's what we are seeing everywhere. It's not only in Karamoja where there are no banks.
The Public Service and Local Government Committee was tasked by Parliament to receive the PDM reports from the regional parliamentary groups for harmonization, from which the resolutions shall be forwarded to government for action. Shamim Naiga and Gloria Gwitabenji, Parliament.
UBC News Tonight. The Uganda Wildlife Authority and Uganda People's Defence Forces have intensified the security measures at Queen Elizabeth National Park following the ADF attack incident that saw 1 Ugandan and 2 foreign tourists killed. The spokesperson, Uganda Wildlife Authority, Bashir Hangi, said that the isolated attack might lead to a future decline in income flow into the tourism sector.
The killing of 2 foreign tourists and a Ugandan guide by the Allied Democratic Forces in Kasese has since led to the increased security surveillance in Queen Elizabeth National Park and the surrounding areas.
We are working closely with sister entities. We are working with the UPDF, we are working with the police, and we have put patrols along the road, There are patrols, day and night patrols. But also we have been beefed up by more personnel from the UPDF. So our ranger force has also been boosted and we have done strategic deployments. When you go to the park, you will not see these people, but they are there. They are invisible, but I can assure you security is tight. We've been having engagement with stakeholders to see how best we can handle the issue of the safety of the visitors who come to these protected areas. And we're also enhancing our relationship with the communities because the communities are our first line of defense.
On the other hand, the attack also affects the future of Uganda's tourism sector, with some tourism agencies registering extended bookings and cancellations.
For us, we deal directly with tour operators. But what I know is that some tour operators say they have experienced some cancellations. And some others say they have experienced reschedules, where people say, well, I was supposed to come in October, but I'll come in November, or I'll come in December. We are yet to feel, it's too early really to tell the impact right now, but at least there are feelers that it will definitely affect us. There's no doubt about it.
Therefore, authorities have emphasized safety of the visitors and encouraged them to continue visiting the parks.
So the park is safe, and so are other parks. They are all safe. Visitors can come and visit, go along their tourism activities, and go back safely. If you go to Queen Elizabeth National Park now, you'll find people enjoying, people going along with the game drives, others doing nature walks, others doing bird viewing, others going into game drives, others doing experiential tourism activities, and so on and so forth. All these activities are happening and people are there. So the park is safe and all our other parks are safe.
The Uganda Wildlife Authority will have to emphasize improved security on its national parks and visitors, and also boost domestic tourism to enable the tourism sector to settle in. Komagum Rogers for UBC.
Thank you, Rogers. Teachers have spoken highly of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation Television, that is UBC, in its endeavors to promote Kiswahili. This was during their visit to UBC studios, where they were hosted along with their students.
Students of Musana Vocational High School, Iganga campus visited Uganda Broadcasting Corporation to acquaint themselves with the broadcasting world. The teachers and learners appreciated the UBC staff and more especially the Kiswahili desk, which they say has simplified adoption of the Swahili language.
I watch Kiswahili bulletin, it can improve on my vocabulary, and it also inspires me to learn more and more in Kiswahili.
This new curriculum has brought so many things in our studies. So this development of Kiswahili language has enabled us to pick something out from Kiswahili. Later, before, we had not been knowing Kiswahili because we had not been being taught.
One of the teachers, Anis Mwase, also a teacher for Kiswahili language, appealed to the government to invest in material used in teaching and learning Kiswahili language.
It's very wonderful. We've learned quite a bit. Now, on my side of the Swahili syllabus, which I wanted to express to my anchor, the Swahili anchor, is that Swahili so far, we've been teaching it so far. This is our 3rd year. We have from senior 1 to senior 3. But the part of the curriculum, according to me as a teacher, needs to be rethought about. Most especially, there's lack of books, and most the books we are talking about are like kamusis, the dictionaries for Swahili. We are not getting them. We don't have them, and they are quite a costly endeavor to buy.
In the revised lower secondary school curriculum, Kiswahili language was adopted as a compulsory subject.
The Commander Land Forces, Lieutenant General Kayanja Muhanga, has dismissed claims that the recent ADF attacks in Kasese are linked to Rwenzururu Kingdom. Kayanja Muhanga was speaking to community leaders of Bukonzo County West Kasese District during the ongoing insecurity mobilization to curb insecurity in the area.
Muhanga said that people should stop relating the insecurity in the area to the Rwenzururu Kingdom, rather work closely with the security organs in fighting the enemy.
These are terrorists. They cannot fight the army. Wanajua tumewamaliza nguvu. Kitu ambacho wanaenda target shule, kuchoma watoto. Now what kind of rebel activity is that? Mtu ambao anatarget wananchi, watoto ya shule, wasungu, mgeni ametoka UK au Canada. Hana yeye amekuja kuangalia mnyama. He has no business here with the local politics. And you kill that one and you say uko na akili kichwani mwako, mtu anakuwa na akili kama huyo.
The Chief of Military Intelligence, CMI, Major General James Birungi, asked all leaders in Kasese to conduct security meetings and report any suspicious person in the communities.
LDUs. Now, we want you to regenerate them. Watoto wetu wa LDUs waanze kazi.
Major General Dick Olume also requested the security personnel to focus on information sharing if they are to eliminate the enemy.
Imepunguka. Na sisi kama nchi ya Uganda we lose a lot. That's the pain of the commander-in-chief. We lose a lot. So it's not proper vitendo kama hivyo kufanyika katika kuchoma magari, kufanyika wakati wazungu watalii wanawawa na sisi wananchi wa Kasese, Bwera, Pondwe na sehemu za karibu hakuna mtu anajua.
John Fitzgerald Magara, father to the deceased Susan Magara, has informed court that although they tried to raise the money the kidnappers wanted, all was in vain since their daughter was later murdered. John Magara told court that the kidnappers asked for $1 million and they raised over 500 million. However, after a while, their daughter was found murdered along Entebbe Expressway.
New division before Judge Alex Ajij has heard the fourth witness, James Magara, father to the deceased Susan Magara. 9 people accused in the kidnap and murder of Susan Magara. John Magara told court that after getting the news that their daughter was kidnapped, his wife Immaculate Magara received a phone call from an unknown person on 8th February 2018, telling them that he was in possession of their daughter.
He kept asking whether we had received the money. We agreed on a figure. It was private, and they said offer $200,000, which I offered to the gentleman on one of the calls. I raised the money through some of the balances we had in the bank. We appealed to some of our customers to make advance payments for later supply, and then we put together that amount of money.
According to Magara, after a while, the kidnapper asked them for $1 million to let their daughter free, and the money was to be delivered along Massacre Road.
He instructed me to drive my wife's car, which was a Bitiz. When I reached at a signpost of welcome to Mpiji, they asked me to pick a telephone on that signpost. But during that time, the security people appeared and was seen. Then he called me and said, "You have broken our agreement, please go back."
Since he had failed to deliver the money as directed by the kidnapper, they were later ordered to go to Haz petrol station along Namasuba Road to pick what they termed as a gift, packed in the paper bag to the family.
Before going to pick it, I had requested police to come and assist. The package was a small one. They used the security guard to open up. That's when Renata Magara said there are 2 fingers in the box. There was a memory card where they had written a must watch.
Magara added that on 24th February 2018, the kidnapper later called his sister, Florence Magara, asking her to deliver the money around Busabala, which he did. However, after a while, they were later called that their daughter was murdered along Entebbe Expressway.
He said, "You have totally failed on agreeing with me, so we have a message from your daughter." I talked to her and told her that we were working hard to get her out of captivity. We had left out police, thinking that dropping off the ransom would sort out the issue at hand. She was not released. Before that, I'd been called by the president. He said, "You need to go and identify a lady's body with 2 missing fingers."
The witness, John Magara, was cross-examined by the defense.
I was instructed again to drive on Bombo Road. But I'd traveled with a policeman who was in the back of the car, and he asked me to stop by a signpost. That is when the policeman opened the door and came out of the car. They must have been watching.
Court will resume on Wednesday, 25th October 2023, for further hearing of the matter. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Metu Bus Industries Namambe, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators and special purpose vans. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats or a special design that includes a restroom, power outlet, Wi-Fi, television and a refreshment center. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cash back every week. It's free of charge.
Wano nno tuli bukoto era lero wetugenda okugaba pichipichi yaffe eri omwanguzi waffe wano wetuzze.
I'm so excited and I'm sure even all the people, all the staff at Kwaliwath are all excited. We thank you very, very much.
Myaka 25 nga MTN ewereza naye nga buli week tugaba pichipichi 5.
Very, very excited. I'm excited about MTN giving back to its customers. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, MTN.
The fact that we have won really shows that people like Mama. Their services are really nice. MTN, your services are okay. The network is good. We are satisfied.
Chikola sense ne?
Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
In this family, we can't agree on anything. Martha. We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play.
Martha.
Ndoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate alina echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates Pakaku ground. Sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Sebo.
Yes?
This is the bill.
What?
Malaria testing, 10,000. Treatment, 100,000 since we put on drip.
Hey, Musao, can you read this for me? Before I brought my wife here, I'd already spent money on buying herbal medicine and drugs from the pharmacy, which didn't work.
But Sebo, the government gave out mosquito nets. Doesn't your family use them?
We got the mosquito nets, but they got holes and we didn't know what to do.
Protect your loved ones from malaria. Sew your mosquito nets whenever they get damaged to keep the mosquitoes away. Ensure all nets are tied up every morning to avoid damaging them. Ensure that everyone in your family sleeps under a treated mosquito net every night, whether it is a cold or hot season. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from Global Fund.
No malaria will catch.
Ndeka wena kambona ku. Otyo. Mbake mi rubona. Mubere muri kolati.
ndide kulagira ono ngeri gye bagwayo kumbaga ya mwene ngwakozesa momope
eisimu eriwa gye buliko
tola yesimu wena nakobya ironi geisimu tobulira
eisimu yini
niga sita ndala mukaga itano sita isatu otewe ashi onige yes balese chawo
balese merchant code gye balisaba mama kadi bati
kajo buzono wachi tamu nsanvu mirundi esatu
balisaba
tamu esente dewe
amount baleta
mobile money
bali kunsaba pini
ebucha utampiniyo
iwa imwe
sasula aye baba embaga ya mwene mwekuwoniza
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
We thank you so much for watching and welcome you back from the break. It's UBC News Tonight. Minister of State for Disability, Asamo Helen Grace, says that Uganda receives over 11.7% in every 10,000 live births affected by spina bifida and hydrocephalus. She was speaking ahead of the World Day for Spina Bifida and Hydrocephalus due the 25th of October 2023. This year's theme is accessibility for all, empowering lives, embracing differences.
This year's theme for spina bifida and hydrocephalus aligns with the Sustainable Development Goals, quality education, and is in line with the Uganda National Development Plan, which emphasizes inclusive development and social protection. Despite the high prevalence rate of spina bifida and hydrocephalus in Uganda, there is a lack of public awareness and understanding about the condition.
Affected individuals and their families do not have access to crucial information on prevention, early diagnosis, and management of the condition. The ignorance contributes to delayed interventions and increased health complications. In addition, there's limited information on prevention, which has led to increased prevalences.
Spina bifida is a condition of improper growth of the spinal cord, which exposes the nerves to the surface and shows a swelling at the back, while hydrocephalus is a condition of having high quantity of water in the head.
So hydrocephalus is also caused by different things. Like the minister's speech, a big percentage is caused by infection in your brain. So you get infection in your brain. This infection can happen before the child is born, during the child is being born, and after the child is born.
Inadequacy of specialized care centers in the country to address spina bifida and hydrocephalus and limited awareness and understanding of these conditions has left individuals and their families without crucial information on prevention.
I'd also like to inform the public that in Uganda, we have only 3 centers where you can go to address the issue of spina bifida. One of the seniorest has been KOSU. KOSU is in Mbale, a private institution. It has been a bit expensive, but I want to say today, from last year, QA is providing free operations for children with spinal bifida and hydrocephalus.
Promoting awareness, accessibility, and empowerment will reduce the burden of disability and enable affected individuals to lead more fulfilling lives. Crispus Arenitwe, Winnie Katwire, UBC News.
Yeah, the lead pastor, Christian Life Church, Pastor Jackson Senyonga, is calling upon Ugandans to join them in prayer for a brighter future during the National Prayer Day, scheduled for the 25th of October. The event transcends religious boundaries and is aimed at addressing Uganda's challenges.
Pastor Senyonga believes that it is essential for all Ugandans to set aside their differences and work towards a shared vision.
We're going to pray for a more united force. We are also going to pray for a more vibrant church that is not just vibrant in our church services, in great music and praise and worship, but also vibrant in a way we are going to empower the economy of Uganda. We want to see the church being part of national economic transformation. And so pastors need to be aware of that, and they also need to be part of the prayer, because when you are part of the prayers, then it's very easy for you to be part of solving the same problem, because you have mentioned the problem to the Lord already in prayer, so it's already a vision casted in your spirit through prayer.
The National Prayer Day will provide a platform for people from diverse backgrounds to pray in unity and solidarity.
So you see crime rising in our country, and when you see the reports of the security organs that come to us in prayers in areas of their concerns, you can see the security risks in this country have gone up. So we are praying for the economy of Uganda. We are praying for the security of this country, both domestic security, neighborhood security, and national security. We need the Lord to help us to weed out the bad people that are causing instability in this country.
Prayers for leadership and economic prosperity are central to the event. The event calls for divine assistance in revitalizing the nation's economy.
We are going to be praying for the men in the uniform, the police, the army, the prisons, and all of that. And also we are going to be praying for domestic life. Domestic life. Poverty has impacted a lot of families. There are so many stresses in marriages, in relationships, and in our homes. And because of that, there is high domestic violence that's going on. There is a lot of breakups.
Pastor Senyonga calls for a more unified and empowered church that actively participates in national economic transformation. The National Prayer Day is a collective effort to seek divine intervention in overcoming Uganda's economic, security, and domestic challenges. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Grandmothers from different parts of Uganda and beyond under their consortium are convening in Kampala for a 3-day conference to deliberate on challenges affecting their lives. The conference is on the theme Reflect, Rejuvenate New Grandmothers to New Possibilities.
A 3-day international conference for grandmothers has kicked off in Kampala. The conference is bringing together all grandmothers, unions and individuals in Uganda and beyond, with a major focus on deliberating on their future.
Okukola ye social justice advocacy gyemukoze. You have done a wonderful job in doing the social justice. The issues of HIV and AIDS, actually most of these organizations came together because most of these grandmothers had actually become mothers again to orphans of HIV, and yet some of them were actually also dealing with HIV, and they didn't have a lot of support. And as we all know, if you look at the statistics, HIV is going up among the elderly.
At an event hosted at Popopo Memorial Center in Kampala, Rubaga Division, the theme for this year's conference is Reflect, Rejuvenate, Renew Grandmothers to New Possibilities.
Gathering is bringing the grandmothers together, 1, to learn from one another, 2, to share the challenges, 3, for health issues, we need to tell the government about our health challenges. For policymakers, when it comes to maybe the elder person's bill, it has been lying in Parliament for a long time. We don't know why it cannot come out. And also for networking, we need to network. Much as we are old, but we need to do the networking.
The Commissioner for Older Persons and Disability, Byonanebye Prosper, represented the State Minister for Elderly Affairs, Gidudu Dominic Mafavi.
The Minister has again appreciated the 3 pillars that you have put this conference on. One of the pillars is policy. Therefore, before we leave here in the next 2-3 days, we need to interrogate the different policies and how they enable our grandmothers to live a better lives. And already I gave examples of the HIV strategy, the reproductive health strategy, on how these documents should have a chapter or a section customized to the needs of grandmothers, to the needs of older women.
Grandmothers are masterminds of peace and nurturing the young generation, and it is for this case that all efforts to protect and support them must be embraced. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Students in schools near Mpondwe border have requested government to provide security personnel who can guard them at their respective schools for a better learning environment. This comes in a wake of suspected ADF rebels staging various attacks in Kasese district.
Speaking during the donors conference at St. Raphael Vocational Secondary School in Nyachiyumbi Sub-County, Bukonzo County West, Kasese district, Juliana Kambeire, a senior 3 student, said various attacks by the rebels have left them in fear, which affects their learning.
When we hear some people being killed by the rebels and us bringing to us the fear whereby and we decline in our performance, and the teachers will begin not coming to school, and hence leading to illiterate of this country and the around environment.
The chairperson LC3 Nyachiyumbi Sub-County, Peter Kakule, requested government to reinstate the local defense units in every sub-county.
LODs should be reactivated. Aware in 1996 attack. They are the vigilantes who worked hand in hand with security personnel, because these are locals who know each and every corner of this area.
The former defense minister, who was the chief guest at the donors conference, Dr. Crispus Kionga, commended the work of the UPDF in ensuring that sanity prevails. He requested the community to report wrong elements and participate in patrols with the UPDF.
First, they should pass on information to security forces, the police, the UPDF, the intelligence services. 2, they should participate in the patrols, either by themselves, but with the knowledge to the police and the army, or in joint partnership with the army or the police where they exist.
For watching. Let's take another short break. We'll return with business, international and sports news.
Metu Bus Industries, Namambe, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators and special purpose vans. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover, with just seats or a special design that includes a restroom, power outlet, Wi-Fi, television and a refreshment center. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda.
Lagos.
Hello, Mom. How did you sleep? How is Salongo? Oh, Mommy, how is Grandma? And Simba, the dog, yeah, the funny one.
Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel Bona voice bundles. Dial *100*1#. Select Call Bona to choose bundles from as low as 1,000 shillings from daily, weekly, monthly, or bundles that don't expire. Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel. A reason to imagine.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mode Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mode Technologies, your professional research firm.
Are you passionate about a healthy living and wealth generation for your household? Learn how you can easily tap wealth and health from Mother Nature using science and technology. Omukenkufu Nyanzi Julius Echuma Chuagala Chuma has written a knowledge-packed book, Money Grows on Trees, Sente Zimera Committee. Grab your copy today at 20,000 shillings only at Prof Bioresearch Equatorial Mall, Aristoc Booklex branches, Acacia Mall, Garden City, Kampala Road, and Jumia, Uganda. Or call 0703 152 152 for deliveries. Remember, Money Grows on Trees, Sente Zimera Committee book is autographed by Omukenkufu Nyanzi Julius himself.
The doctor says you are getting better. I have a list of suspects in my file here, but I need you to help me identify the thief who attacked you. This cat thief again.
Malaria is a thief. Don't let it rob you and your loved ones. Prevent it by sleeping under a mosquito net. Clear bushes and all stagnant water around you. If you notice any symptoms, go to a health center near you to test and treat, and ensure to complete your full dose to avoid severe malaria, which could lead to death.
Did you know that you can safely and conveniently make your school fees payments anytime, any school, anywhere using Airtel Money? Oh yes! Simply pick up your phone and dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Choose between school pay, peg pay, or shore pay. Enter student number. Enter amount, confirm name and transaction. Enter Airtel Money PIN. A confirmation message will be sent to you upon a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Business News Tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi, has asked financial institutions to ease the process for women to access credit as a means of trade facilitation. She was launching the inaugural Women Economic Empowerment Initiative in Kampala.
Despite the presence of 24 million bank accounts in Uganda, only 24% of women-owned accounts are granted loans, yet women have higher capacity to offer more return on investments compared to their male counterparts. The Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi, wants financial institutions to ease the loan acquisition process.
And that if we are to close the gap globally, if we are to close the gap between women and men having the same opportunity to generate wealth, we will be able to add into the global economy $28 in trillion. The established fact is that women deliver the highest return for social development and investment when given the opportunity.
The financial sector players say that women have not been empowered at higher positions of leadership. Out of 19,362 people in the banking sector, 52% are women.
The women's participation in leadership and decision-making at all levels of government and society. For this growing wave of change to continue, women must have support and opportunities available throughout their careers. Firms need to understand women's challenges and create a system where women can transition to senior leadership.
My message to my fellow women is whenever you step into a room and you are the only woman or person of color, do not shrink.
The UNDP Country Director Elsa Atafa says, despite tangible progress made by Uganda government to uplift women, there is still limited investment space for women who are still operating in small-scale businesses.
The first one is the investment gap. The investment gap. Due to infrastructure gaps, women lack facilities for training. And I know our sister spoke about mentorship and coaching and other things when she was speaking. Value addition, marketing, exhibition of their products, market information, marketing networks, and many more. And so that investment gap is huge. These services can be strengthened with better planning, coordination, and investment into functional value chains that target women businesses. So,
according to the World Bank, it will take the world 300 years to close the gender disparity gap. Crispus Arinitwe, Marion Aori, UBC News.
The Executive Director, Forum for Women Educationalists, Ida Passim Tesasra, has said that skills training program will reduce the number of school dropout rates among its teenagers. She was addressing students under FAWE who had completed a 2 years training in motor vehicle engineering, plumbing and metal fabrication. The 20 students included 5 girls who were selected from different parts of the country. The skills training program at the Nile Vocational Institute was funded by Forum for Women Educationists.
We have 15 girls and 5 boys, and really the percentages we ordinarily work with in our scholarship programs are 70 girls and 30% boys. So today we have a total of 20 with that distribution of 15 girls and 5 boys. Most of them are currently employed. Out of the 20, 18 are placed in various companies, industries. So we look for the most vulnerable children in the community who have done well but are unable to progress to the next level of education. It's proud to have sponsored over 10,000 children over the 26-year period. In every sector, you will find a FAWE Uganda sponsored student.
I enjoyed FAWE Uganda's aim in supporting the vulnerable, economically vulnerable youth, boys and girls who are academically able, in giving these young people hope. A big number of these graduates are already working.
I feel so proud because if not because of FAWE, I would have not achieved this, or I would have not been who I am. Because even after finishing my course, we did internship for 2 months. After intern, I stayed on for 1 month only. I got a job.
It got me after I had finished my senior 6. I did PEM. And of course, by then, when COVID had just started, I had no tuition to join. So the program came in where it was only for certificate. I really appreciate so much their effort, because if it was not them, I would not be here today.
The Uganda Woodball Federation has confirmed November 2nd to the 5th as the dates for the 7th Choral Coatings International, the Uganda Woodball Open Championship. It will be hosted by Gulu University.
The aura that the sport of woodball presents us over the years earned it several partnerships, with the most notable being that with Coral Coatings Limited. The paint manufacturers have yet again committed 40 million shillings ahead of this year's Coral Coatings International Woodball Open.
We definitely expect that this is going to be a much better and attractive event, which I think, to my knowledge or to my thinking, will really go a long way in cementing the place of the Football Federation as a sport in the Ugandan sports sector.
The championship is expected to attract participants from Tanzania, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and Ghana.
When you take an example of Uganda Football Federation, we have no investment where we generate funds. We depend on goodwill of corporate organizations that understand the aspect of corporate social responsibility. That's why I single out Coral Coatings and I thank them very, very much. And I'm here to commit on behalf of Uganda Football Federation that we would do our best to put this grant, this donation, to the best utilization and expect the best accountability.
It will be hosted at Gulu University with more than 380 players expected in the juniors, youth, tertiary, corporates, and seniors categories. Prisons Football Club is the defending champion. John Barnes, Sentamo, UBC News.
With the Victoria Cup only 3 days away, the Rugby Cranes are making final preparations as they get ready to take on Zambia in their opening clash on the 28th of October 2023 at King Park, Bweyogerere.
Last played in 2019, the Victoria Cup is back and this time will be hosted in Uganda. The tournament that will feature Uganda, Kenya and Zambia will kick off on the 28th of October 2023 at Kings Park in Bweyogerere. Rugby Cranes vice captains Wanyama and Oketoyot are excited at the return of this tournament and are hoping for more than victory.
I'm very glad that it has been resurrected because it gives us an opportunity to play test rugby. The Victoria Cup also builds solidarity between Zimbabwe, Zambia, Kenya, Uganda, besides the Elgon Cup that we normally have. So it helps all sides to prepare better for any tournaments that come up, to build their players, give them experience, besides only playing within the nation. We're very excited to actually showcase it. They're going to experience test rugby, but then in an international version, yet within the local way. Because we're not just participating, we're competing. We want to win this. We want to restore the glory of the 15s rugby.
We are fully in sync. The team is fully prepared. We've been working out for the past 6 weeks, and everyone is in sync. The coaches have named a strong and stronger squad for us to play these coming 2 games. And all I can tell you and assure you is we are winning all these 2 games.
Coach Fred Mudola, who named a 28-man squad for this tournament, including names like Michael Worokorach, Santos Sentesa, Timothy Kisiga, and others, is upbeat and confident that his team will deliver the best results.
Well, it has been very hard because 15s has not been playing. It has always been 7s. So it's mixed feelings. The guys are excited, but also we don't know what to expect. We've not really played anything at home for like 4 years. So it was hard. But like I said, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with 1 step, and we started today aiming for our 4 and 8 year cycle. So we'll kickstart on the Victoria Cup and see where we lie, and then plan ahead accordingly.
Uganda will face Zambia in the opening clash of the event on Saturday 28th October 2023 at 4 p.m. Other games will come on 2nd November, Kenya vs Zambia, and 5th November, Kenya vs Uganda. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
That is what we had for you at this particular point. We'll get back here at 10 p.m. with more news tonight. We thank you so much for watching. My name is MICHAELLUKOMWA with Elizabeth Nakakun and the whole team. We'll catch you at 10 p.m. Enjoy the next program.